What's up, Leafs Nation? Welcome back to another game preview. I'm Zack Phillips, and today we're going to be taking a look at game number 45 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season as they take on the Dallas Stars here tonight. We'll get into the lines. We'll get into some interesting stuff we're seeing with the line combinations for tonight. We'll also give out a best bet, and it's all a presentation of Bet365, proud partner of the Leafs Nation pregame and the Leafs Nation After Dark. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION. NATION, all caps, Nation, NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. All right, let's start with the line combinations that we're seeing here for tonight's game. And these ones are a little bit interesting. Obviously, this is not news to this morning. It came out yesterday while the Leafs were practicing that there had been a switch up in what we were seeing and who was playing with who. So going over to the first line first, where the biggest change has taken place. Steven Lorentz. Yes, that is right. The guy who was on a PTO to start this season or in training camp, whatever, however you want to look at it, is now playing on your first line next to Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Yes, Steven Lorentz is with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner trying to get things back on track here tonight. I mean, I like Steven Lorentz. I don't know that he's a guy who fits in your first line spot, but things have not really been working lately. Feels like each of the lines has had some type of disconnect. You know, maybe there's a lack of intensity or fire from a line on a given night. Nye's got out of his slump and looked amazing, and then it's kind of cooled off the last couple of games, and Matthews and Marner's play has cooled off, and we've seen some big dashes, and we're seeing a lack of defensive play. All these areas that are going in where it's just like there's no fire. Maybe Steven Lorentz on the first line is the guy who kind of ignites that fire here tonight. And with that comes the accompanying move of Matthew Knies moving down to the second line to play with John Tavares and William Nylander. And a move that I don't really mind. I like Matthew Knies, and I think he's a guy who could and probably should be playing on your first line. But for tonight here, he's going to go down to your second line and play alongside John Tavares and William Nylander. And I don't think that's a bad move because it also allows the next move to follow, which is something to kind of think about these as the cascading moves that take place. So Knies goes with Tavares and Nylander, and it's not like I think Bobby McMann didn't deserve a top six spot, but Max Pacioretty's gotten bumped out of this lineup. He's going to be a healthy scratch here yet again tonight. His play's just not where it's needed to be over the last little while. That kind of extra step, the extra oomph that he's been bringing has kind of not been there over the last little while. So he's going to go back to the press box here in this game tonight. That means Matthew Knies takes a spot on the second line. That means Bobby McMann moves down to the third line, and you get back together that third line that had looked so good for that period of time there. McMann, Domi, and Robertson. We saw McMann get injected into this lineup. He jumps in, and all of a sudden he's this kind of catalyst for any intensity and play driving. He goes there, he's creating offense, he's driving physical play, he's bringing them into the fight. Bobby McMann was a weapon, and he was a guy who was looking really, really good in that third line role. I think he brings intensity and fire to the second line, but I don't think he does it kind of in the same way because he's not going to have that offensive kind of takeover ability like he does on the third line with Domi and Robertson. So balances things out here a little bit. Next, you're going to get Connor Dewar, David Kampf, and Ryan Reeves. I mean, I'm not going to kind of stick on this too much. Dewar has been the guy who stuck out to me the most over the last little while. And again, I don't think Reeves has been bad in the minutes that he's played. He just goes in the lineup and plays like 5.5, 6 minutes though. So he goes out there, he's out for a little bit, and then that's kind of it. And then he's back and sits on the bench the rest of the game and hasn't fought yet this season. So it's been kind of interesting to watch. David Kampf is just like an expensive Connor Dewar who's like, he does play defense and he plays center, but so does Dewar. Also, they don't really drive that much offense, but Dewar, at least over the last little while, he's fought, he engages in the physical play, he's hard on the forecheck. So I don't know, the fourth line to me kind of seems like a line that just is going to go out there and take up minutes. Hopefully here tonight they can prove me wrong, but those are your forward lines. Obviously the biggest change ahead of tonight's game would be Steven Lorentz moving up to your first line. So defensive pairings for tonight. This is what we're going to take a look at over on Daily Faceoff here again. Morgan Rielly, Philippe Myers, first pairing. I've liked Philippe Myers' play over the last couple of games. I've liked him shooting the puck and activating in the offense, but it's Morgan Rielly that we're looking for a lot more from on the other side. We have seen Jake McCabe start skating. He's obviously not ready to come back here, but heading in the right direction, which is a positive sign and kind of a more calming feeling looking at these six, knowing, okay, one of them won't be here because Jake McCabe will be back in the lineup. That gets us to our second pairing, Ekman-Larsson and Tanev. Those two going together is, I don't even need to say anything. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to ask questions, nothing, because they make me feel safe and comfortable when those two guys are on the ice, and them going out there together is an extra kind of cushion that you get to land on here. Finally, Simon Benoit and Connor Timmins. I've kind of been okay with Benoit's play. I think he's been steady. He stepped up in a couple of the games there when McCabe first went out in that game, and then the following game when McCabe didn't play from the get-go, Simon Benoit found a way to kind of step up and be a little bit more impactful in it. Timmins his play's fallen off since the beginning of the season. We've seen him go in and out of the lineup. Berube's lacking trust. Philippe Myers has kind of jumped him in the depth chart here a little bit. So there is some cause for concern, and you don't want him to do too much. I don't think he was very good the other night against the Canucks there yet again. So you need a lot more from him. It's going to help the pairing out if he is better, if he is playing like what he was at the beginning of the season. Ultimately, to me, the messaging to him would be, just don't do too much. Just be Connor Timmins. What you were at the beginning of the season was excellent. It tailed off. You went to the press box, and you came back, and you tried to overdo it. It hurt you. It hurt your partner. It hurt the team. Just be Connor Timmins. Things will be okay. Power play for tonight. As per Daily Faceoff, looks like a 5-forward power play again. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the power play. I don't know what to make of the power play. I was pretty sure that we were going to a situation where we were going to get OEL at the top there. I don't even want to talk about the power play right now. It's driving me insane. It looks like second unit right now has OEL and Morgan Rielly on as per Daily Faceoff, but the power play is just, I don't care who you put out there. Someone score. Like, put Ryan Reeves in front of the net at this point. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever works, whatever puts pucks in the back of the net, whatever makes you a little bit more dangerous, I'll be okay with, because right now it's abysmal, and it's just been a serious point of frustration for this team. So those are your power play lines. Those are your defense and your forward line combinations. Our starting goalie for tonight, if we are looking over on the Dallas side, it looks like it will be Jake Ottinger. He is expected, not confirmed here yet. Joseph Woll, the goalie for the Maple Leafs. We need Stolarz back here sooner than later, because we do not want, as a team, to be running Joseph Woll into the ground. That being said, he's been playing pretty decent lately. He kind of had his first stinker against the Carolina Hurricanes the other day, and that was about it. But those are your line combinations. That's your goalies for tonight's games. Now, let's head on over and do our best bet for tonight. And our best bet is brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of Leafs Nation pregame and Leafs Nation After Dark. Open an account at Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION, all caps, code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And just a quick note to you guys, after this one, we're going to swing for the fences a little bit on Steven Lorentz. And if you guys are interested in swinging for the fence, you should be swinging for the fences with the boys in Nashville on the Nation vacation this year, March 20th to 23rd. Myself, Rosie, producer Vic, Nick, and Carter Hutton will be heading out to Nashville to take in a Leafs Preds game in Nashville. We're going to be heading on over to Love and Elixir Bar, courtesy of Carter Hutton, part of owner there. We'll be doing live podcasts. Flight, it's included. If you don't want flights, you can look elsewhere. Non-flight packages, all accommodations in there. Make sure to head on over to nationgear.ca and check that one out today. Okay, let's get to our best bet for tonight. We're going to head on over to the Bet365 page. And tonight, I'm keeping it simple. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Look at the numbers. What makes sense? Who is the one big piece that we talked about that's jumping up and getting an opportunity tonight? Yes, that would be Steven Lorentz. and we're gonna play it small. We're gonna play it a little bit safer on the unit sizing, but it's going to be a Steven Lorentz anytime goal here tonight. And over on Bet365, we're seeing Lorentz plus 550. $20 tonight pays you $110 in profit. That is our best bet. Steven Lorentz, anytime goal, plus 550. Look, he's playing with Matthews and Marner. Those guys need to get going. He's going to be excited to get the opportunity to go with them. Prove, hey, you know what? I could play on this line. Even though I don't think long-term it makes sense there. But how often is it that we see these guys? You get a fourth line guy getting an opportunity on the first line, a third line getting an opportunity to go up to the second. Boom, they make an impact right away. They jump in and they're balls to the wall, getting things going, creating stuff, jamming pucks open, getting rebounds, going to the front of the net. Something could go off this guy's ass and in. If you give me 1,000 times where Steven Lorentz plays on the first line with Matthews and Marner, I think 1 in every 5, something could hit him and go in. Go to the front of the net. Put your stick on the ice, tip pucks, let pucks hit you, win battles. Just be open. You have a chance to score with those two guys, and they're going to be looking to snap out of this little slump that they've been in themselves. And Steven Lorentz could be a guy to benefit, and so could we. So $20, a fifth of a unit on Steven Lorentz. Anytime goal here tonight is our best bet. It profits you $110 on the night. Thank you to Bet365, our proud partner, proud sponsor of the pregame and the After Dark show. If you guys like the bet, let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing all of it. If you don't like it, I look forward to that as well. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. I will be back tonight, following tonight's Leafs and Stars game, for another edition of Leafs Nation After Dark. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I will see you following tonight's Leafs Stars game. Until then, keep believing. It's like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos. Make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.